Welcome to Nyc Desi, guys. Today I came to cover the Times Square Going Dark event. Actually, it's been organized by the Times Square Business Alliance Group. So please join and let's see. I thought I should be here to support them because the business community is suffering because of the COVID situation, COVID-19 situation. So I thought I should also cover and then, support the community. Thank you for joining. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and click on the bell icon notification.
Okay. So thank you very much for coming tonight. My name is Paul Boardman. I'm speaking as a member of the Times Square Alliance. We are doing what's called a Go Dark moment tonight. We're hoping to not go dark. Times Square for 100 years has been the foundation of live arts and entertainment in North America. It's been a place where we have celebrated world victories and consoled each other with world defeats. At this very critical moment in time, we're taking a moment to plead for not only Times Square, but all of America's town squares. And I'm going to introduce a very important person who helps this community do the best it can every day, performing and delivering for 450,000 people a day, which a normal day, beautiful, warm evening like this would bring. Those 450,000 people would be entertained by 41 Broadway theaters, by hundreds of restaurants that surround us, by hundreds of millions of square feet of office buildings, and thousands of hotel rooms which surround us. These districts are at risk. These are the very foundation of the things that bring people to special places like Times Square. With that, I'd like to introduce Tim Tompkins, the president of the Times Square Alliance, who'd like to introduce the concept tonight and say a few words. Thank you.
Hello, I'm the president of the Times Square Alliance, and Times Square has always represented not just New York City, but America to the rest of the world. And Times Square has always been a kind of town square for America. And it's on behalf of not just the restaurants and the small businesses in Times Square and in New York City, but the restaurants and businesses in town squares and main streets across the United States that we're having this moment tonight, an unprecedented moment. There's only been one other time in the history of Times Square when the signs were turned off in a coordinated fashion to make an important statement, and that was back in the mid-'80s. This time we're saying we're having the lights go out in Times Square because we don't want the lights to go out for restaurants and retailers and small businesses and independent businesses and in so many entities because of this crisis that is happening right now. It's very important that we represent what it would mean to this country and to New York City if all of these small businesses are not able to continue operating, if they don't get the kind of insurance support and the governmental backing for that insurance support that will allow them to continue to operate. So, with respect to that topic, I'd like to now introduce John Hoteling, who has been a major advocate and driver of the needs of these kinds of businesses. Before we have this moment, when not only the lights in Times Square, but the red steps behind me, which have not been turned off since the red steps were built in 2008, going to be turned off for the first time. John?
Well, thank you, Tim, and thank you to the New York Times Alliance, the New York Hospitality Alliance, for making what is really a historic moment here. I'm here on behalf of the Business Interruption Group to make a point. If you are a worker in America, the chances are that your employer bought business interruption coverage to take care of your paycheck in case of a civil authority shutdown. Well, that has happened. And they promised us that we'd be in good hands, that they'd be on our side. What needs to happen is we need to make insurance great again, and they need to be the good neighbor that they promised to be. We're gonna show a video here after the lights go dark, and we're gonna come up with a solution. The Business Interruption Group has a solution with the insurance companies doing the right thing and with some federal backing for it. So I thank you all for being here. Oh, and also with the New York Hospitality Alliance, Andrew Ritchie, thank you for all your support.
Thank you, John, and everyone, and Tim and the whole team. You know, we're the crossroads of the world, in the restaurant capital of the world. And right now, our industry, which is the backbone to the city of New York, is being devastated. Our business owners need support. If the city of New York wants to fully recover, our restaurant industry must be at the core of that recovery. And as was said, business owners throughout the 5 boroughs have been paying premiums, thousands and thousands of dollars for business interruption insurance. And now we are in the midst of the biggest crisis they will probably ever witness in their life, impacting their restaurants, their jobs. And we call on the insurance industry, step up, do the right thing. Because if we don't save our small businesses, our local restaurants, then they're not going to be around to pay premiums in the future. So we're calling on them to do the right thing here in the middle of Times Square. And I'm so thankful to have so many incredible partners and businesses in our city. Let's do the right thing. Thank you, John.
And one more, also a co-founder of the Business Interruption Group, and Danielle Balud.
Thank you, John. Sorry. Good evening, and I'm here to represent thousands and thousands and thousands of small restaurateurs who, without business interruption insurance, will never be able to reopen their restaurant. And so I want to thank Big, and I want to thank the Broadway also Alliance, and please may we go dark to just remember that we need help for sure from the insurance.
Restaurants are the life of the city. They bring communities together.
Don't abandon the artists who perform for you every day.
The restaurant is my home, my family, my life.
If you're not there for us now, then when will you be?
If the insurers abandon my theater, our production goes dark.
Insurance companies and the federal government need to do the right thing now.
Insurance companies, please, do the right thing.
Insurance companies, do the right thing.
Do the right thing now.
Insurance companies,